not too much went on in this episode, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So let's get to it.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Miami. This is season 1, episode 8. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot in this one. This is like the first time that we've actually had like a filler episode since this has been on. But it was cool. It was cool. So let's just get to it. Now we got Chinese. What the hell is their name again? The two Chinese cats. Them two. Kitty, Nikki, Kitty. The Chinese feline chicks, honey. Them two. They get together with Kiara. Kiara's telling them about gunplay. Gunplay is doing drugs. And they tell her basically, you got to let him go. And like flat out, there's nothing you can do to try to save him. He has to want to save himself. And that's all there's to it. And you got to let him go. For your own survival, you're going to have to let him go. I was like, cool, whatever. Later on, we see Gunplay. He flew to Atlanta to meet with Rick Ross and Sam Sneak. He tells Rick what was going on, that he had relapsed and everything. And Rick Ross basically told him, you know, some tough love, man to man. It's like, you got too much going on. You got too many people that are, you know, dependent upon you succeeding, and you got to man up. And he did. It was just tough love. He was like, you got to do what you got to do, and I'll stand beside you in doing it. So I'm thinking he's probably going to end up in a damn rehab or something, because Rick just didn't seem like he was playing with him at all, which is really what he needs. He needs to go ahead and get himself together, because he even looking kind of wild. I'm like, you already look wild anyway, but you really got like a little wild look to you. I'm like, boy, you're giving me hyena tease. You need to sit down, because it's not sexy anymore. It's just giving old hide that bitch, honey, and that ain't cute. Anyway, Trina actually runs into the little thing where they're doing Trina Day in Miami. Her and Joy are there. They talk about this guy Raymond, which is Trina's best friend. They're basically going to get together. They're going to be whatever that is that they're going to be. He really wants to be with her. Yeah. He wants to be with her. Instead of being her friend, he wants to get with her. So she said, I'm going to go ahead. Being as though Joy took my advice about the divorce, I'm going to take her advice and go out on a date with Raymond. I'm like, yet again, here we go with some bullshit. This is some shit that ain't really all that important. Trina, why are you here? Anyway, but they go and they sit down and they have this double date, because, you know, Joy is single too. Guess who she brings to the double date? Old stuffy ass Pleasure P. I'm looking at him. Pleasure P looks like somebody stuck a goddamn tube up his ass and just blew him up. He's like, I said, what? He just looks uncomfortable. He really is. He looks uncomfortable, like he needs to fart. I said, girl, you're giving me that Elvis Presley tease. But anyway, so that was the double date. It was Joy and Pleasure P and Trina and Ray. Why we had to sit through that, I have no idea. I hope they weren't as bored on a date as I was. It was fucking boring. Nobody cares. Anyway, JoJo. First we see JoJo with her mother. And her mother is subpoenaed JoJo. She has this whole thing. It's like she's basically coming at the father for money. Some kind of way in there, they got JoJo's business wrapped up in that case. So JoJo's been put in this really crazy spot and being subpoenaed to come to court and has to testify. We see her later on with her dad, and it's the same kind of crazy shit going on because now the older brother, I think his name is Antonio, he didn't actually testify against the father, baby, and the father is mad as hell, giving him that he's a rat and he don't want nothing to do with him no more, this, that, and the other. And the dad is basically putting on JoJo, well, I need you. You're going to testify against your mother, basically, because I'm not giving your mother shit. Not giving her nothing. And I think JoJo's father's like hiding some money. And I think the mother wants JoJo to tell a story so the money will become available in all of this. And he's like, listen, he basically gave her an ultimatum. Do the right thing or I'm going to throw your ass away like I threw your brother away. And he's like, if you do what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to be my heiress. I'm like, that is a horrible position to be putting the child in. She went to court, and we don't really know exactly what actually happened, but we see them going into court. I'm like, ooh, that's ugly. Very, very ugly. That Veronica's back. She went on a 14-day bike trek. And all of this, and in the midst of that, she meets with Steph LaCour afterwards, and she tells Steph, you know, after taking the bike ride, I thought about some things, and, you know, I don't like the way I'm kind of moving. I think I need to change. I see that I'm a little selfish, and I want to help people. I want to do music because music helps people. It makes people feel good, but I need to get myself together so I can convey positive vibes to other people. I'm like, I agree, because I think you're a bitch. But okay. So she got that going on. So Steph LaCour tells her, you know, all right, well, I want you to meet with Amara. I want you and Amara to get y'all's thing together. She says, okay, no problem. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But before we do, let's talk about Shay and Blue. Now, Shay and Blue then got together and they formed this business relationship. She decided to go down and model for him for some lingerie brand that he's working with. This is what he does on the side, outside of the Pretty Ricky stuff. He's like a brand, a promoter of brands. He helps people launch their brands. And in the midst of all that, she tells him about her fitness brand, and he agrees to help her. He asked her right away, he's like, I'm so glad we get along now and all of this. And she told him, you know, that is this going to be a problem because me and P aren't together anymore? Shit, he went and just asked her flat out, oh, so P's gone, so I can smash now. She's like, no. He's like, so what, I'm being put in the friend zone? She's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, damn, I can't smash. I said, I'm sure this is going to turn around. And at some point, y'all going to be putting y'all two little ugly short heads in each other's laps. Anyway, so next thing you know, we see them in a business meeting, and then P shows up unannounced. And they get into this whole little thing. Him and Shay go back and forth. P tells her, hey, I already heard about you. You all talking shit to me about old nasty Jamaican girl when you was sneaking around town with motherfucking Scrappy. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, Joy told me. So, you know, Shay snapped out, cussed him out, told him he needed a bra on and all this, come a fat motherfucker and all that, went to leave and said, and I'm going to see that Joy. I'm going to get her. I'm going to get that bitch. Sure am. After that, then P and Blue get into it. He's like, why are you even dealing with her? And he's like, well, you wanted us to get along. Now we're getting along. Now you don't like it. Like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, like, you need to leave her alone, motherfucker. Whatever. Told him, I think you're a little thirsty. And that little Blue was sitting up there. I said, now, Blue, you out of order, because now you know when we see this play back, he's going to see you when you ask to smash. So that's going to be some shit. You know, you all two little short motherfuckers going to end up fighting down to the reunion. You better quit it. A mess. Anyway, okay, so last thing we're going to talk about. Veronica and Amara. They get together, and it just doesn't go well. They start right off. Veronica, you said you had this positive vibe that you wanted to bring out, but when you see Amara, you in your shit. And she says, well, I had to talk to her. So I had to ask her. And she said to her, did you talk to JoJo about something that I said to you? She said, yeah, bitch, I told her. You said you don't like her. You said she was bougie and she's a bitch and you don't like her. And I told her. What about it? And she's like, you know, they get to go back and forth. She get to hollering at Amara, talking about Amara's hair is fake. You know, then take your afro ain't real. Tell the people that your afro ain't real. Let's see the real you. Going back down to Party City, I said, now she's sharing needles? What the hell? I said, okay, so they going back and forth. Then Young Hollywood comes up. Well, baby, after that, Veronica was absolutely pissed off. Like, oh, y'all dating now? It's like, no, we're working together. See how things work? See how things work out? She's like, oh, you're a fake bitch. This, that, and the other, on and on and on. And then Young Hollywood did that thing that he does that I just know that we're never going to like him because he's a fucking asshole. So you've fixed everything with you and Amara. Y'all are working together. And this is a network event that they were actually going to. They were working. He took his ass, when they separating the two of them out because they get ready to fight again, he's talking cash money shit on Amara. You know, she's just trying to be all dramatic and this, that, and the other. So his views of Amara have not changed at all. He still really don't care for her and all that. Instead, he talking cash money shit about Amara to Veronica. I said, did you forget the camera was rolling? Another one that when we get down to the reunion, Amara's probably going to take and spit in your face. And you deserve it. You actually would. You deserve it. You're just messy as hell. Anyway, but like I said, it was a filler episode, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It's cool. Next week, shit's going to be popping again. So I'll see y'all next week. All right. Bye.